16 is legal in 38 states, so if you really have a problem with it, go to your district attorney and try and get policy change. Otherwise, you're just being fucking performative on Discord and you just look retarded. If something's legal and I want to do it, I'm gonna do it and I don't give a fuck.
When you're hitting your teenage years, you would be in the process of transitioning to maturity, rather that's having to go through puberty or figuring out where you belong and looking for a group that you socially connect with. And whoever you're surrounding yourself with becomes a part of your personality, and whatever phase one is going through would fade out. However, this is not the case by someone who uses the handle on social media known as Daggwr, a man who hasn't left his phase from his teenage years, thinks he has what it takes to convince his victims to give him what he wants, regardless if they're under the age of consent, or prefers they don't reach legal age. So we'll cover what is known about him so far and my take on this, plus more. So here it is.
This guy is allegedly a groomer. There have been multiple girls online coming out and saying that he groomed them when they were under the age of 18. And he also dated Ray, which if you don't know who Ray is, just look her name up on Twitter or something. I'm really not trying to spend any more time talking about her. But the screenshots of him talking to Ray date back to 2024, which at that time Ray would have been a minor, so that definitely checks out. In this screenshot, the victim is saying that she met him when she was 12, turning 13 years old. And he also preys on vulnerable women like little girls who are on ED Twitter and SH Twitter because he knows he can get them to do stuff easily. He also used to extort young girls as well to cut his username one time. He literally called her his underage doll and then said a lot of disgusting things only to say an adult is talking. Okay, so you're aware of the fact that you're an adult talking to an underage girl and you just don't care. You proceed to try and pressure her to call with you even after she said that she was tired and wanted to sleep.
Nah, but seriously, this time around his name is Daggwr, and yeah, got a bit of a controversy spicing up with him. Well, we got a bit of racism sprinkled in as well as some other questionable things.
Whatever name he'll go by after the release of this video, his name being Joseph Douglas Shaw, born around the late 90s, located in Henderson, Nevada, and his main thing would be going on a website or app called TikTok, doing the typical Eboy clips that resemble some modern day equivalent of the alternative scene from the MySpace era. He's groomed individuals ages as young as 10, from sending images and receiving from minors to threatening and blackmail, and would go as far as stalking his victims, and the screenshots would suggest the type of person he'll be in order to take advantage of their adolescence. Not that most of his victims has issues of their own. What also brought my attention is the fact that he's used a website called Umingle and is spotted on tags such as Discord, Twitter, iMessages, Instagram, and all the other alt tags like emo goth, as he prefers victims in the alternative scene and its subgenre. And keep in mind, this is a man who doesn't have a moral compass, and for a time he used his following in order to get his way of attracting impressionable girls to funnel them into his own Discord server, thinking he'll be able to get away with it, only to find out all his private messages from Discord, Instagram, Telegram, and wherever else he used to message his victims got leaked and shown here. It's quite difficult to follow what's happening here in the Google Doc and the chain of events that took place, as I wasn't really around these communities to have a solid idea on what's going on, but the point still stands. And I I can see why this man has been able to attract multiple girls that are going through puberty, finds a man like Joseph attractive, and the messages and conversations are quite disturbing. Even got one of his victims to carve his handle on their skin, and it's already bad enough. He gets off to the harm's cause for those involved. Who knows how many more victims could have been able to target if it wasn't for those that came forth, but I digress. If I have to be honest, there isn't really a whole lot more I can add that isn't already known, aside from my take on him, as this was brought to my attention earlier in 2026. As he was spotted on a website called Umingle, and the fact he's still posting on TikTok under a whole different alias, knowing what he's done in the past, is quite upsetting. The most that can be done is to stay away from this man, or better yet, report him to whoever is able to bring justice. He'll only be able to get away for so long until his past starts to catch up with him. So we'll leave it at that, and special thanks to those who pledged and donated and contributed in making this video possible. Till then, this is LR7 talking about a man who is very likely to go under a different name, and logging out.
Bomboclad bunda. Bomboclad. This one not for you, Agwan.
Bomboclad!